Did you know? The Titanic was never christened because the owners believed it was unsinkable. A bold claim indeed for a ship that would soon become synonymous with disaster. But let's rewind a bit. The Titanic, a marvel of early 20th century engineering, was constructed with immense pride and ambition. This was not just a ship, it was a floating palace, a testament to human ingenuity. The construction of the Titanic was a spectacle in itself. Crafted by the skilled hands of thousands of workers, the Titanic was a symbol of industrial prowess. Iron and steel were melded together to form this colossal vessel, while luxurious interiors were meticulously designed to cater to the elite. The ship boasted state-of-the-art engineering and safety measures, leading to the ironic belief that it was unsinkable. This belief was not born out of arrogance, but rather confidence in the ship's advanced design. The Titanic was equipped with watertight compartments designed to keep her afloat even if some of them were breached. It was this very belief that added an extra layer of mystery to the ship's tragic end. The Titanic was more than just a ship. It was an embodiment of human ambition and pride. It was designed to be the grandest ship afloat, carrying the hopes and dreams of thousands. But as we all know, this floating palace, this marvel of engineering, was also a doomed vessel. The Titanic set sail on her maiden voyage amidst much fanfare. Little did anyone know that this journey would also be her last. The unsinkable ship was defeated by an iceberg, sinking to the depths of the Atlantic Ocean, taking with her over 1,500 lives. A tragic end to what was supposed to be a triumphant journey. But the question remains, why did this unsinkable ship sink on her maiden voyage? Was it just an unfortunate accident? Or was there more to the story? The unsinkable Titanic's maiden voyage turned out to be its last. But why? The answer to this question lies beneath the waves, shrouded in mystery and intrigue. Stay with us as we delve deeper into the unsolved mysteries of the Titanic shipwreck. What if I told you that the sinking of the Titanic might have been influenced by an unscheduled change? Yes, you heard it right. Now let's delve into this intriguing aspect. As the Titanic set sail on her maiden voyage, her captain, Edward Smith, was well aware of the ice fields that lay ahead on their path across the North Atlantic. To ensure the safety of the ship and its passengers, he made a last-minute decision to alter the ship's course, steering further south to avoid the ice. But here's where the controversy begins. Some argue that this decision was a fatal one. By changing the course, the Titanic was steered directly into the path of the iceberg that it would eventually collide with. Others claim that the change in route was a common practice, a calculated move to ensure the safety of the passengers. The fact remains that the change was made and it was unscheduled. It was not part of the original plan, and it potentially led the Titanic towards her doom. Yet the question lingers, was it a tragic miscalculation or a standard navigational decision that simply met with an unfortunate outcome? Such is the mystery that surrounds this unscheduled change. It's like a puzzle piece that doesn't quite fit. A question mark in the grand narrative of the ill-fated Titanic. Could this change of course have been the first domino to fall in the tragic sinking of Titanic? The Titanic was equipped with the latest technology of its time. So why did the distress signals fail to save it? The Titanic's maiden voyage was not just a journey, but a testament to the marvels of human engineering and technology. This ship was the epitome of luxury, and it was equipped with the most advanced communication technology of its era, the Marconi wireless telegraph system. But even with such high-tech communication equipment, the distress signals sent out by the Titanic after hitting the iceberg fell on deaf ears. In the early hours of April 15, 1912, after the Titanic struck the iceberg, it began sending out distress signals. These signals were not just simple cries for help. They were specifically coded messages meant to convey the urgency of the situation. SOS, SOS, SOS. The most universally recognized distress signal echoed through the airwaves, bouncing off the ether in a desperate plea for assistance. Yet despite the clear urgency, the closest ship, SS Californian, only about 10 miles away, failed to come to their rescue. The Californian had seen the flares, the universal sign of distress at sea. But it's reported that the Californian's radio operator had turned off his equipment and retired for the night, missing the Titanic's desperate pleas for help. Even more tragically, when the Californian's crew did see the flares, they failed to understand their true meaning. They saw them, questioned them, but did not act upon them. Was it a lack of training? Was it complacency? Or was it a simple but deadly misinterpretation? The Titanic's distress signals were its desperate cries in the night, a plea for survival, but they went unanswered. Their message lost in translation. A ship of such grandeur, brought down by an iceberg and a series of unfortunate events, leading to one of the most devastating maritime disasters in history. Is it possible that a miscommunication or misinterpretation of distress signals led to the devastating loss of lives? One can only wonder if the outcome could have been different, if only the signals were correctly interpreted. Among the survivors was a woman who became a legend, Molly Brown. But what was her mysterious role on that fateful night? It was April 15, 1912, and the Titanic was sinking. Amid the chaos and terror, one woman rose above the panic. Her name, Margaret Brown, or as history would remember her, the unsinkable Molly Brown. Molly was a first-class passenger aboard the ill-fated ship, but she was far from the typical aristocrat. Born into poverty, she'd married a man who struck it rich in the gold mines of Colorado. She was known for her indomitable spirit and her incredible resilience, traits that would serve her well on that cold Atlantic night. As the ship began to sink, Molly found herself in lifeboat number 6, but instead of just waiting for rescue, she took matters into her own hands. She implored the crew to go back and rescue more passengers. Her pleas fell on deaf ears, but Molly didn't back down. She continued to argue and fight, showing a courage that was nothing short of extraordinary. The mystery, however, lies in the aftermath. Some accounts suggest that Molly's efforts were successful and that lifeboat number 6 did indeed return to pick up more survivors, while others refute this claim. The truth may never be fully known. Could Molly Brown's actions have saved more lives if they were heeded? The question lingers, a poignant reminder of a woman's courage in the face of unimaginable disaster. As the Titanic sank, the band kept playing. But why? On that fateful night in April, as the grand ship Titanic was succumbing to her icy fate, the band did something both extraordinary and perplexing. They kept playing. Amid the chaos and the panic, the melodies of their instruments echoed through the frigid air, a testament to their unwavering resolve. But what drove them to play until the very end? Some say it was a courageous act of defiance, a refusal to succumb to despair. As the ship was sinking, they chose to fill the air with music instead of fear, a symbol of resilience, a beacon of hope in the face of inevitable doom. Others argue it was a final act of duty, a commitment to their profession. They were the ship's musicians, and they had a role to play, literally and metaphorically. Their music might have been an attempt to maintain a semblance of normality, to keep the panic at bay amid the growing chaos. But could it be something else? Could it have been a desperate bid for survival? Perhaps they believed that their music would attract the attention of nearby ships, an SOS of sorts. Whatever the reason, their last stand remains an enduring mystery. It's a poignant reminder of the human spirit's ability to find beauty, even in the face of unthinkable horror. Did the musicians' final performance provide comfort, or was it a haunting soundtrack to an unfolding tragedy? The sinking of the Titanic was a tragedy filled with mysteries that still stir our curiosity more than a century later. The majestic ship that was once considered a paragon of human achievement now lies at the bottom of the Atlantic, shrouded in enigma and questions. We've pondered over the unscheduled change in the ship's course, a decision that led the Titanic directly into the path of the iceberg. The reasons behind this alteration in course remain a mystery, with theories ranging from avoiding a potential collision with another ship to a simple navigational error. We've also examined the panic and confusion that ensued following the distress signals. Why were they not understood or acted upon by nearby ships? Was it a case of miscommunication? Or did the severity of the situation not fully sink in until it was too late? Then, we've celebrated the resilience of the unsinkable Molly Brown and questioned the fate of the brave musicians who played until the very end. How did they muster such courage in the face of imminent doom? These are but a few of the many mysteries that add to the enigma of the Titanic, making it a tale of intrigue, courage, and tragedy. The Titanic, a symbol of human ambition and tragedy, continues to captivate us with its unsolved mysteries. What do you think happened on that fateful night?